This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. 90 new cases of COVID-19 reported for New Providence yesterday, 2 additional cases for Grand Bahama, and 3 new cases for Eleuthera, bringing the total of cases in the country to 1,424. There are now 821 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in New Providence, 463 in Grand Bahama, 45 in Bimini, 44 in Abaco, 14 confirmed cases in the Berry Islands, 8 confirmed in Cat Island, 5 in Exuma, 2 confirmed cases in Inagua, 4 in Eleuthera, and 1 case in Andros. Health officials say the details of 17 confirmed cases are pending. COVID-19 related deaths also up by 1 as health officials report that a 69-year-old female of New Providence died yesterday morning. 20 Bahamians have died from the virus. There are 1,198 active cases. 78 of them are hospitalized. 203 have recovered, and so far 7,971 tests have been completed. 39 of the participants from yesterday's protests are to be charged with unlawful assembly, according to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Police say sometime around 9 a.m. yesterday, the police received reports of a large gathering near Windsor Park off East Street and Windsor Lane. When officers arrived to the scene, they were told that individuals were in protest of the lockdown order that was implemented by the Prime Minister on Monday night. Here's Assistant Superintendent Audley Peters.
The officers questioned the purported leader to inquire whether they had permission to be at that location, and it was determined that there was no certificate granted allowing them permission to gather at that location to exercise a demonstration. Eventually, the crowd was asked to disperse. They did not do so, and as a result, 39 persons were arrested.
During an ordeal, a protester damaged a police vehicle and as a result will also be charged with damage to government property. And as those dozens of Bahamians are charged for taking a stand yesterday, the Democratic National Alliance speaks out. Here's JCN's Tyler Simonet with the report.
Democratic National Alliance Chairman Omar Smith urging the government not to charge protesters that were arrested yesterday. Scores of Bahamians took to the streets to send a strong message to authorities after Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis imposed strict and aggressive measures off the heels of rising COVID-19 cases in the capital. Well, Mr. Smith says this decision puts law enforcement in harm's way and at the forefront of the public's wrath.
The protests across various neighborhoods in New Providence only shows the level of frustration with the government and Prime Minister who's out of touch and failed to ensure that his people possess adequate access to food, water, and medication, among other things. The hardworking members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force were put in the awkward position of having to enforce another bad decision of the Prime Minister.
Mr. Smith adds that the people have suffered enough and should not be further punished for standing up for their constitutional rights. For JCN News, I'm Tyler Simonet.
Stay with us. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.